I've always seen food as something bigger than what satisfies our hunger. The late and great Anthony Bourdain once said, "You learn a lot about someone when you share a meal together." And I've always seen that to be true. I've always known food as a way of bringing people together and helping us create some great conversations. With that being said, welcome to Food Creates Conversation, where I'm going to showcase different food from different cultures, and you'll hear some great conversations. Let's get started. We're here at one of my favorite Mexican restaurants that I've been coming to for 2 years in Baylessville, Illinois, Cholula Mexican Grill. And every time I come here, I always get the same thing, 4 carne asada tacos. But today, we're stepping away from tacos, and we're gonna try some new dishes. And this is all about stepping out of your comfort zone and trying new things and increasing your palate. So I'm ready to eat. ¿Tienes hambre?
Sí.
Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I've been coming here for 2 years. I get tacos each time I go, but I always tell myself to get something else, and I don't. Does that happen to you?
Yeah, when I go to a different restaurant, I'm unsure of what to get just because I'm scared of how the food might taste, and I don't want to come out as disrespectful if I don't like it.
It's like we have our comfort zone with food, and we know what's good, and it's like stepping out of your comfort zone. You're taking a risk because you want to like the food, but then there's the, what if I don't like the food? Now I need to order something I like. What was your favorite, by the way?
I really like the semitas and the empanadas.
The empanadas were delicious. Like, we were watching them as they were making them, and we couldn't wait for them to be done. The semita is actually a very popular item. It's their house specialty, and it's served on a sesame roll. You pick whatever meat you want on it, which I love options. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
And they sprinkle a ton of shredded Oaxaca cheese on top with avocados and chipotle sauce, and it's just perfect. I love a good sandwich, but I think a sandwich is an understatement for this.
You know, as a person who's lactose intolerant, I really did enjoy that sandwich. I did not regret anything.
Oh my gosh, you're so brave. There was a lot of cheese and sour cream, but I mean, who doesn't love cheese, right?
So, how did you like the mole? Because to be honest, I don't really care for mole, so I want to hear what you think. Did you like it?
Well, mole is something I've wanted to try for so long. I just haven't made my way to try it. And to be honest, I've heard from a lot of people that it's just okay, so I wanted to give it a shot. And I agree, it's just okay. I thought it was going to be spicy and bitter, and it was a little too thick for me. I don't know, it was a very thick sauce, but it was sweet. And I don't like when my food is sweet. Like, I don't even like orange chicken. I don't want my food to be sweet because it reminds me of dessert.
You know, and it's okay not to like it. Like I said before, I don't really care for it either. It's preference.
So let's talk about how we met. It's a really interesting, well,
it's interesting because we were in 2 classes together.
Yes, and we didn't talk.
No, you were behind me the whole semester in one of my class.
Yeah, 2 seats away. Isn't that crazy? I think we exchanged words about like class related stuff, but then we met up at a mutual friend's Christmas party. Remember?
Then we started talking about food, and then I invited you to Korean barbecue.
Yes, I was so excited because I've wanted to try but haven't made my way for Korean barbecue. So a week later, I picked you up. We drove downtown and we had some really good Korean barbecue. I understood the concept of Korean barbecue, that you're going to eat different types of meat, and we ate like 4 different types of steak, shrimp and chicken, and it was all so good, but it was so much. You remember on the way back home?
You had the meat sweats.
Yes, the meat sweats are real. I'm so glad you know about them. I'm glad I educated you about the meat sweats. You never seen that episode of Friends with Joey? And it's, what is it? He's eating a whole Thanksgiving turkey. And
No, I think I missed that episode, but I was driving back home, I was very worried for you. You were, I thought you were going to pass out.
I don't like getting graphic. I was a little sweaty. It's the meat sweats. I was a little overheated. But yeah, the meat sweats are real.
Yeah, and you know what? Every time we get together, we're always eating. That's what we do. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
We went to Cane's.
We went to Raising Cane's and you tried it for the first time.
And it was amazing.
I introduced you to Middle Eastern food.
And now my mom loves it.
Yes. Oh, you shared the food with her?
Yeah, I did.
So generous of you. But if you think of it, food really did bring us together. We need to create a new hobby besides going out to eat food. Welcome to my hometown of Bridgeview. It's been my home for 24 years of my life, and I feel like I know my way around here. Bridgeview is essentially my home away from my actual homeland in the Middle East, and I feel very in touch with my culture here. And that's because Bridgeview has a very predominant Middle Eastern population. With a very predominant Middle Eastern population comes a lot of Middle Eastern-owned businesses. And right now, I'm standing in a plaza right off 87th and Harlem, where I would say 90% of the businesses here are owned by Arab Americans. You can find everything from restaurants, bakeries, jewelry, fashion, music, hookah, and so much more in this plaza. It truly is the place to go to get in touch with the Middle Eastern culture. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. Although Bridgeview does have many Middle Eastern restaurants to eat at, I thought I would walk you through a tradition my family holds near and dear to our hearts. Every weekend, someone in my family goes out early in the morning to a Middle Eastern bakery or grocery store and picks up fresh, homemade pita bread, falafel, hummus, meat pies, spinach pies, cheese pies, and so much more. So today I thought I would invite you to my home for a Middle Eastern style breakfast. As they say in Arabic, اتفضلوا عنا, which means come on over. This is Lisbeth. She's my best friend of
8 years.
Really?
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
Junior year high school.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so it's like one of our favorite hobbies that we do is we go out to eat. Do we do anything else? I don't think we do.
And go to Target.
And go to Target, like that's for sure. But you're my favorite person to like go out and eat with.
Should I talk about my first falafel?
Yes.
Okay, first falafel was junior year. Our American Studies class, we had a potluck. We all brought in stuff from our culture. And she brought in falafels. She sat behind me in class, but we rarely talked. But then she offered, "Did you have some falafels?" And I was like, "Oh, was it those little round things?" And I said, yeah, they were good.
I think that's how we started talking. I like to dip mine in hummus.
Same.
The meat pies and spinach pies are so fresh. They're made every single day, and they're so convenient. Sometimes I like to pack it for lunch. I'm done talking. I just want to dig in and eat.
Do it.
Do it. Now, I've taken you to Middle Eastern bakeries before.
Yes.
And you've gone. What's your favorite?
My favorite was Selma Sweets, because I really liked the kanafa.
That's really good.
It was good.
I want to make sure we have a little bit of everything. So where should we go in next? Let's try the chicken.
Yes.
Sahtin. My biggest memory of meat pies and spinach pies is when my mom used to pack them for lunch. Like, all the kids were having Lunchables, and I was so jealous. Like, I would beg my mom to buy me that, and she's like, I'm not buying you that crap. Which is true, it's not the best, but I would always bring meat pies and spinach pies, and kids would be like, what is that? I'll be like, it's some of the best food you'll ever try, and you can't have any. So before you met me, you told me you were interested in trying Middle Eastern food, but why did you think you didn't go into a Middle Eastern restaurant?
Well, I never tried it. I didn't know what there is to eat. I didn't know if I would like it.
I think, like, one of the reasons why even I get scared going into a restaurant that I don't know of, it makes me feel uncomfortable because I'm not sure about the food and I don't know what's in it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to like it, and I don't want to dislike it, and I don't want to, like, make anyone angry that I don't like their food, but I think one of the things is we're just scared. So I think when I came with you, it was kind of like me reassuring you that I will tell you what everything is, explain everything thoroughly. How have we not dipped into the baba ganoush? You ready? I'm going to put this here so we can share it. So what you notice here, besides the knife, is that there are no utensils, no forks and spoons. A typical Middle Eastern style breakfast will have a lot of pita bread. And the pita bread is kind of like your fork and spoon. You're dipping into the baba ganoush, you're dipping into the hummus. You don't need a fork or spoon. So yeah, we do like to eat with our hands. Who's ready for some tea?
So, do you guys drink tea after every meal?
I've always found that my family loves a good cup of tea at night before bed. I find that it helps me sleep better. In general, I'm just a coffee person, so tea time for me is at nighttime. Before the saying, what's the tea, like Arabs knew what's the tea, you know?
LOL.
Yeah,
Are you
LOL.
good with that? No one laughs.
Well, thank you guys
What is this?
for joining. You were interrupted. Thank you guys for joining me for this Middle Eastern style breakfast.
Thank you
I
for
hope you
having
guys
us.
enjoyed. Let's
Thank
do a
you.
little cheersies.
Cheers.
Sahtin. I'm here with the owner of Opolis Greek Street Food in Lisle, Illinois, Mike Gochis. Look at all of this food in front of us. What do we have going on here?
Hi guys, first things first, welcome to Polish Greek Street Food. Starting from over there guys, we have homemade hand-stacked, everyday freshly made gyros. And starting from here, that's gonna be our pork, which is the most traditional thing you're gonna find in Greece. Chicken as well. We have beef and lamb and spicy pork options. Those four are gyro options. Every day, like I said, freshly made, available anytime. Coming back here to our dips, we have homemade tzatziki, homemade spicy feta dip, tara musalata, and hummus as well. Next to it, we have oven lemon baked potatoes, daily baked, fresh every day. Coming to one of our favorite and best seller specials is gonna be the skepasti. The best way to put this guy is gonna be like a giant Greek style quesadilla, loaded up with mozzarella, feta, bell peppers, the tomatoes. We use the Athenian homemade sauce for this one, served with the Greek fries. As I mentioned earlier, it's one of the best sellers. It goes like crazy. Coming here, this is our Zeus Greek burger. humongous.
I mean, speechless looking at it. It looks so good.
Thank you. 100% homemade, 2 beef and lamb patties, beef and lamb homemade gyros in it, mozzarella, bell peppers, lettuce, tomato, pickles, served with the Greek fries, and the chef sauce on the side, folks.
This all looks so good. We can't wait to dig in.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming
so
in,
much.
folks, and enjoy it. Thank you.
First, before we start talking about the food, I want to give a shout out to Maggie for introducing us to Opolis Greek street food. I don't know about you, but I feel like I've been scammed my whole life about what gyros is. And by the way, it's gyros, not gyros.
I've been pronouncing it wrong my whole entire life.
And I've been eating the wrong thing my whole entire life. Also, a big thank you to Mike Goat Cheese. I know it sounds like I'm saying goat cheese, but that's how he told me to pronounce it.
He made us pronounce it as goat cheese.
I know. I appreciate that because I couldn't pronounce his last name. And he's seriously one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life. I guess I'll say this right here. Not a lot of restaurant owners were as kind and generous as Mike was with letting me film in the restaurant. I mean, as you can see, he led us behind the scenes and he showed us how to prepare the food, which, by the way he puts food together is artistic.
Yeah, he is very passionate about the food he makes and takes time to make sure his customers are very happy.
I don't know about you, but I feel reassured when I go to, let's say, like when we went to Opolis, like it's owned by Greek people. They know how to cook their food, so I feel like I'm at the right place. And we truly were at the right place.
Because it's authentic.
It's authentic. And one of the reasons why Maggie recommended this place was it reminded her of the food back home. Like, you can buy street food on the streets of Greece, of course, and it's very convenient. And a lot of people, you've seen from the video, they were there for lunchtime. They were just going in, trying to eat, grab something fast, and out of there, with a line out the door 20 minutes after they opened up.
And what you guys didn't see was a line even before they opened up.
Yeah, so we got there at 10:50. There was like 4 or 5 people. They're trying to like see if there's anyone inside that will open up a couple minutes before. But that says something about a restaurant when people are ready to eat right before it opens. I'm ashamed to say that I don't know much about the Greek culture. And what I do know, you know where I'm going with this.
Is it the movie
My Big Fat Greek Wedding? Yes, exactly. That's my all-time favorite movie. It reminds me of my family, my Middle Eastern family. Wait, so what's your favorite scene from that movie?
Okay, when Ian's parents bring a bundt cake.
And the mom doesn't know what the hell that is. She's like, it has a hole in it. My favorite scene from that movie is when Tula introduces Ian to her aunt. And she tells her that Ian is a vegetarian. And she's like, what? What is that? And then she starts yelling, what do you mean you don't eat no meat? And then everyone turns around and drops a glass and like, what? What is that? And she's like, that's okay.
I'll make lamb.
Yeah, as if lamb is a vegetable. With that being said, you should visit Opolis Greek street food. Not just because they have really authentic Greek street food, but they are some of the kindest people I've ever met. The customer service was amazing. They're willing to show you what everything is. They'll offer you a sample if you're unsure about a certain food. And family owned, made by Greeks. You want to go to a Greek restaurant owned by Greek people because they know what they're doing.